tell you what, I think that's probably the most aggravating thing I can think of over the years when I played in the Pac-10, and of course I've watched a lot of games. That as a player, as that horse Traveler rolls around the field behind your bench every time they score, you're thinking, ah, man.
I remember a game down here. It was a 60-7 game. USC was it California that they beat 60-7. And we had a pool up here in the booth on when Traveler would have a seizure.
Wore him out, huh?
Rodriguez, another short kickoff. This one again headed for for Grant at the 15 to the 20. He's got room, 25-30. And couldn't get around that last man. He wasn't quite as quick as Scott was. Got the 33-yard line. Deshaun Burns makes the tackle.
But he almost refused the hold there. I think had he taken it at the time, he had a good chance that he could have split it, but he tried to bounce to the outside.
So the Cardinals starts at the 33, and it has been slim pickings offensively for Stanford. They are going to have to find some secret that remains thus. They'll go out of the I formation. Play fake, and Smith will throw on first down. Throws underneath that time for McCaffrey. Beg your pardon, it was Turner Bauer, the tight end, on the reception. And he got about 8. His third catch. Bauer playing for Price, who did not make the trip down. Delmar Chesley on the tackle. Stanford, despite the fact that he's only won one game, has not lost by more than 18 points this season. Washington State beat them 31-13. That's a good football team up there. There's a first down as Foster gets the call and gets the first down to the 44-yard line. Chesley again on the stop defensively for the Trojans.
Well, that's what they needed. And in accordance with what you're saying, Barry, Denny Green has said they've been in 5 football games that have come down to the last series in the ball game. And when you play 60 minutes and it comes down to the last 2 or 3, you have to be able to take charge, and they haven't been able to do it. That's been a big disappointment for them.
Maybe Larry Smith hit it when we talked to him yesterday. He said Stanford is a better team when they're down 15 or 16. They're not down 15 or 16 yet. Here's Smith to throw again. Throws underneath, batted around, and almost intercepted that time by Scott Ross, I beg your pardon.
Well, Smith tried to take a little off of it, throwing underneath once again. And, you know, you don't want to put a hole in the receiver's chest, but you can't throw it too soft. And in that instance, I think he took off just a little bit too much. You got to throw it with the normal authority.
Got to watch where they line Junior Seau up on his second down. He's been coming from the outside, and he's been getting there, especially in this kind of situation. 2nd and 10. That's where he is again. They line him up in a down position on the outside this time. Smith straight back. Rolls away, throws a screen. I believe it was a screen. I'm not quite sure what that was. Smith got hit right as he threw it. It was Dan Owens who was putting the pressure on up front for SC.
Trying to get the ball to McCaffrey. As you look at it, if it was a screen, the timing was not very good. You see him looking upfield. And look, now, people in his face. Oh, Owens knocking him down. He unloads it out to the right side where you can't see McCaffrey, but there's the pressure that Owens put on. 7 sacks this season. Didn't quite get to that one, but that front unit, good pressure.
6 defensive backs again for USC on that last snap. 4 wideouts for Stanford. And here comes the blitz. And look out. Smith is down. Number 4 for the SC Trojans, back at the 39-yard line. Craig Hartziker, his 2nd sack of the day.
His 7th of the season. So they're racking them up right now in the sack department. 2nd in the conference with 36. Washington State was 40 going in. After this one's over, I think the Trojans are going to have the lead in that department.
10-man front. The Trojans come after this one. They don't get it. And Stanhouse really turned this one over. Right, Wallace back to the 10-yard line. He's surrounded. He got through 2 guys, but couldn't get through the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And he is down at the 17-yard line. Timeout on the field. 13-0 ball game. 4:49 left. 3rd quarter. You're watching the Pac-10 game of the week.
College basketball fans, CUSC goes 4 on the for one price. This is a new premium game plan, and I would presume to see
What's that? Oh, that's great. All I care about is that it's over. I'm very selfish.
Of the regular individual game ticket price. And as an added bonus, these games are double.
Oh, God. Skyline of downtown Los Angeles, and we pull back over the rim of the Memorial Coliseum here. Site, of course, of the 1984 Olympic Games, site of the 1932 Olympic Games, home, at least for the moment, for the Los Angeles Raiders, and longtime home of the SC Trojans, and they're playing like it's home today. Only thing that isn't ugly about this game so far as Stanford is concerned is the scoreboard, which is 13-0 USC, and SC is now run up 335 yards of offense to 50 for Stanford.
Well, this is the oldest rivalry that USC has. They played that first one in 1905, and Stanford has had its problems, as has virtually everybody else against USC. I think Larry Smith, since he's been here, something like 18-1 in conference play.
USC 20 first downs to 4 for Stanford. It's just not a close game anywhere except on a scoreboard.
Well, when you look at USC, Barry, they've had 12 national championships, 110 All-Americans, 295 players in the NFL. I guess you could say you got a little talent to draw from.
I'd say so. Holt got close to the first down on second down, and we're going to get a measurement, I believe.
Can you imagine the defensive personnel as much as they've been on that field? And there's a little person there, a young lady, it looks like, enjoying the football game. Or at least a nice afternoon. Wondering what all those wackos are down there doing, jumping on a football and beating up on each other. But can you imagine that Stanford defense, the pounding they've taken here this afternoon? You know, we're removed from it. If you're down there, the hitting that goes on is, Those young bodies can take that kind of punishment. It catches up at some point.
Is he talking about the players?
No, I'm talking about that Stanford defense.
And this time, it is enough for the first down. USC now 6 of 6 on 3rd and 1 situation.
Kind of surprising that they went for the sneak there.
And you can see, number we gave you a moment ago, SC now 21 first downs to Stanford's 4. They've just controlled the ball completely. Stanford has been 3 and out.
Yeah.
In their only possession of this third quarter. Otherwise, SC's had it the whole time, and there's 3 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Now, Marinovich came up limping a little bit. I talked to him yesterday, and he's kind of a frail guy, even though he's tall at 6'4". But why sneak him? They got 2 good backs.
First down, they give it to Irvins, and Irvins gets over the right side across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 5, and again, significantly, SC's offensive line just crunching Stanford off the ball.
Yeah, they really are right now. They're just knocking them back. Stanford a little bit in retreat, but other than that 95-yard drive, they need another long one here. And of course, we said earlier, Ray Dorr, who calls the plays from the press box, the quarterback coach, they have 3 or 4 options that they can go to on each down. So
second down now and 5, and it is Holt who gets the call and does not get much. And here is one of those 3rd down situations again, and Stanford has just been SC has just been magic on 3rd down and long.
Sure have. You know, they pound 2 into the line, and then they put it up in the air and generally pick up the first down. That's why I say Ray Dorr has, relative to down and distance and where they are on the field, what his selection and the options of those selection. And of course, Marinovich, they've given him more leeway as he's gained experience to automatic to certain plays if he sees something different.
So it'll be 3rd down and a short 5. And the blitz comes, and Marinovich rolls away from pressure. Throws this time, the ball is caught, and rolling out of bounds that time was Larry Wallace with a fine grab. Great concentration, and unlike a play we saw in the very first quarter with Pinckney of Stanford, he knew exactly where the sideline was. And a flag is down, and we're going to get a hold against USC, so this is all going to be for naught. High praise for that man, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No, but it makes him feel good. He's a 170-pound freshman, not real big. You know he can fly. You'll see Marinovich on the rollout, and they cut down the blocks there. There goes Holt, 39, to go get the hands down. Now watch the sideline move. 2 guys and 1 receiver, laid out in front. Nice catch. Pretty good coverage, actually, but perfect execution.
He can fly, but I got a kick out of. You know what his hobby is?
No.
Sleeping. That's what he said. Actually, that's my hobby, too, now that I think about it.
I don't know.
I'd like to do it a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say, as much as you travel, I'm not sure when you sleep.
3rd down now. Caught at 14. And they'll go out of the shotgun. Marinovich has to step away from pressure. Still looking. He's got Wellman downfield. A flag is down. Marinovich will run now. 20-25. Cracked down from behind. Took a real shot that time from Scott Palmbush. And now we'll see what the flag is. It is back in the backfield, and you have the feeling this one will go against USC again, but if it is, I'm sure it'll be refused.
Well, Marinovich was trying to find some place to throw that football. There again was another example of his receivers not getting into his vision. They had run different routes. And of course,
holding, offense, penalty is declined, 4th down.
So it is a holding penalty. It is declined, and Stanford will get the ball back, having stopped USC.
Well, there's Jackson. You can see he's wide open, but he's on the far side of the field. He's trying to get Marinovich's plane of vision as he's coming across there, but what you can't see are 3 white jerseys in Marinovich's face.
Mark Preston had to shake off the cobwebs as this is his first appearance of the day. His hobby was sleeping. He's had a good opportunity to do that today. Stanford a 10-man front. They come after this thing. They don't get it. They don't get Preston either, though. Grant is left all by his lonesome and is down at the 40-yard line. So the Cardinals start 60 yards away. They trail 13-0, 1:12 remaining 3rd period, but it's closer than it should be. We'll be back.
It's the right bit now, but not now. It's the right bit now, but definitely not now. Coors Light, it's the right beer now. And absolutely, positively, not now. No way.
Come on, Jimmy, let me get your cab.
I love what you do for me, Toyota. I love how you set me free, Toyota.
If I have to fly to the coast, I want to fly in business class. That is, if I can find a flight that has one.
With TWA, there's a separate business class on every coast-to-coast nonstop.
That does take the guesswork out of it.
Upgrade and free. 2 of my favorite words.
In TWA's frequent flight bonus program, you can get unlimited free upgrades to business class after flying just 5,000 miles. Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are.
You know, with all of this, Stanford is not out of this football game. It is 13-0. There's a quarter plus 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining for the Cardinals. Who just haven't been able to get untracked offensively. Back to pass on 1st down. Smith throws downfield. McCaffrey makes the grab. Got a little room. 35-40, 35 to the 30, 25. Tries to step outside and hurdle a man. Almost forgot the football, but takes it to the 17-yard line. Biggest play of the day for the Stanford Cardinal. Mark Carrier, the saving tackle.
Well, you no sooner got it out of your mouth, the fact that they could get into this game. Watch Smith come back. The surge of the line, they're kind of in his face. But look at that. On the money, a hook. Little hook turn in, and then right there, Carrier misses him. Now it's a foot race. He's working to the far side of the field. Carrier chasing him there. And then on the left side, the corner coming across, Ernest Spears.
The ball at the 17-yard line. Smith, short drop, throws, slant from McCaffrey, makes the grab, hangs on at the 8-yard line. Coulter really cracked it.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice job of coming in there on that quick post move. Watch the quick post from the right side. It's about 5 yards downfield at a 45-degree angle. He knows he's going to get punished by that corner man, or Cleveland Cole with a strong safety, and he does. And there's a good look at that young, handsome man.
Third catch for him, 66 yards. The big one for 44 a moment ago. Second down short for Stanford. The ball at the 8-yard line. Give it to Bardell and forget it. Lost a yard. So now Stanford's got to think first down before they can start thinking touchdown.
Well, they're really, you have to say, 2-down territory here, or 4-down territory, if you will, 2 left. That was a tough play right there. They run a short slant and get knocked out of it.
Also the end of the third quarter with that play. So if Stanford is going to take it in, and if they're going to come back in this game, they're going to have to do it in the fourth and final period. So timeout on the field. A look at the scoreboard. Shows the USC Trojans 13, the Stanford Cardinal nothing, and we'll be back right after this.
All aboard America fares. The best priced view you'll ever get of America.
I like hanging around, getting down, walking the dog, doing the town. I like everything I got right here. Rainbows and cold Coors beer. It takes a part of this country as cold and clean as the Rockies to brew a beer as pure and natural as Coors. Brew refresh, just like you like it. Tap it ice cold Coors with a friend of yours. A Rocky Mountain legend, an American original. Introducing the 1990 Toyota Celica. Its totally new shape will please your sense of design. And the way it moves will stimulate your sense of excitement. Toyota Celica. You'll love what it does for you.
Individuals performing together, listening, arranging, building. At Northwest, our performance is helping you do business, getting you wherever you need to go on time, creating new ways to make things work for you, because our job is helping you do yours.
Today's third quarter notes are brought to you by Great Western's family of companies, 100 years strong, will always be there. And the numbers in the third quarter very much as they have been. As we said, the only real deciding number is on the scoreboard, and that shows USC 13-0. For all intent and purpose, it could be a lot worse. Stanford, meanwhile, looking at a 3rd down and 3. Smith to throw, goes end zone, and Walsh can't catch up to it. Smith was hit as he threw.
Well, one of them was Dan Owens.
Michael Williams was the other.
The outside linebacker to the strong side. It was a sandwich shot that kind of put the cruncher on him there. Chris Walsh, the intended receiver. One thing Walsh could have done at that point, like an outfielder for a fly ball, he watched it come all the way. He was only about a step or a step and a half away from it, laid up over the top. If he just drove on that football, he had a chance.
4th down now, and about 2.5 for a 1st down. So this is the play of the game for Stanford here. SC shows blitz. They come with a 6-man rush. Slant, no good. Smith unloaded that ball in a hurry, as SC that time just came with an all-out crash, and it was the first time that they'd done that.
Well, Smith wanted interference, a call on McCaffrey. He felt that the corner over there, Garner, had muscled him around. But there was absolutely no touch to that. I think the blitz bothered him up front. He saw those bodies up there that were going to come after him. He took his three-step drop on that quick post move and just fired it like a catcher going to second base on a steal. Much too much velocity, not much feel, but, you know, there's a young guy, a freshman, hasn't played much. He sort of lost a little of his composure there.
So the Trojans take over at the 10-yard line. They go out of the I formation, and they give us the hold straight up the middle, knocking people back, getting across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
I'll tell you another thing, Barry, on that last drive that was so important, that when they got their second and about 3 at the other end before the change of the quarter, they ran the short side slant. The aggressiveness of the defensive line shoved them back. They lost a yard. Then they throw 2 pass plays where he's in the pocket. He's had pressure all day. I would have thought that you'd take 3 plays that you rolled out or try and get away from the crowd and dump the ball off, or maybe run it.
Second down now. And they give this time to Irvins, and Irvins cuts it back. He'll be close to the first down. At about the 19, might have got to the 20-yard line.
Well, you can probably expect USC to just start grinding here if they have any measure of success.
Ricky Irvins having a blue-collar day, 24 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Has been very quiet in getting those 83 yards. But it's 5 and 6 yards at a pop. Being measured for this first down. Might be a little short. And it is. Quinlan continues to have the 20/20 bulbs up here. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Even a guy his
great
age.
Job. That's right. For an older fella, he's doing good, as Larry Smith says. Come on, fellas. Let's move the football. I want that clock to move.
So the ball short of the 20-yard line, and it'll be third down and less than a yard, about a foot. And Marinovich tries to dive for it, and I think he got it.
I believe he did.
Not by much, but he did get it. 23 first downs in this game for the USC Trojans.
Yeah, but only 13 points given up by Stanford, which to this stage didn't figure to be that way, quite frankly. And this is a USC team that's averaging 31 points a game.
But again, credit to SC's offensive line. Every time they have been in a 3rd and short, that is a 3rd and 1 situation. 7 times they've been in that situation, and 7 times they've made a first down. And here you can see some of the numbers from this game. 358 yards of offense to 92 for Stanford. Remember, half of those 92 came on the 1 pass from Smith to McCaffrey. Stanford comes to the blitz. This time they ran right by Ricky Irvins, though. And Irvins got it up to about the 24-yard line. Lester Archambault makes the stop. There was Holt, not Irvins.
Well, Kevin Huck was blitzing up the inside, almost got there. I don't know that he saw him. You know, there's 2 kinds of linebackers and actually football players. Guys that see things and react as they see them, and guys that don't see them quite as quickly. By that, Puck from the linebacker spot made a great move to get in there, but then didn't realize where the running back was.
Split backs this time behind Marinovich on second down at about 7. And Marinovich will throw. Hit as he throws, but the ball's caught by Holt short of the first down. A gain of about 5. It's about the 28-yard line. Jono Tunney on the tackle for the Cardinal.
Now that's why you get the running backs like Irvins that have those great eyes and great quickness. They're doing it as they see it.
So again, it'll be third down for USC. Incidentally, in time of possession, which is not always a great barometer of how the game is going, after 3 quarters, SC had the ball for more than 2 quarters.
And it could be 13-7.
Easily. This time Marinovich on the option, pitch to Irvins. Irvins at the 30, 35, to the 40, 45, to the 46-yard line. That'll put him over 100 yards. He's been averaging over 100 yards, about 105 yards a game, and now he'll be over his average. Vince Odepal makes the tackle for Stanford, and that could be considered a saving tackle right there.
It really was, and one of the things that we have seen Stanford do is play the option very well here this afternoon when they've had to. But in that instance, they did not. They did not have a contained man on the outside for the pitch, and Marinovich executed it well to dump it out there.
Ball across the 45 at the 46-yard line. 101 yards now for Ricky Evans. Here's a ball wide open. This time is Galbraith at the 41-yard line. I feel like I've said that 4 or 5 times today. You know what I have, and you know what they have been. Let's go to the sidelines with Bill McDonald. Bill?
Well, Barry, he was slated to be the starting Trojan quarterback before the season began. He's Pat O'Hara, 2 knee surgeries. What we want to know is how's it coming along?
It's coming along real well. Dr. Deal and the trainers have done a great job with my knee, and I couldn't be happy with the progress. Just about walking right now, so things are going real well.
Going to give it a try next year?
Oh, yeah, I'll be back next year, definitely.
Great news for Trojan fans. Back to Barry.
Thanks, Bill.
Look at the smile on Bill's face. Great. He's the Trojan fan #1.
That's right. Tough break for Pat O'Hara, both figuratively and literally. He's going to be the Wally Pipp of USC, because Lou Gehrig's playing quarterback now.
For sure. Lou Gehrig is playing quarterback. Nice play right there.
Eric Pierce, he had another first-year freshman on the tackle.
We're going so deep in the roster by Stanford. We got so many names, as you see him right here. Look at him penetrate and get into the secondary. That's what I'm talking about, linebackers seeing the crack, seeing the ball carrier, and making that quick move to get in there. Excellent play.
He's got that nasty look of a linebacker, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got the...
Sort of that Don Shinnick look. It's like his head is attached to another body.
He stepped right in and filled that hole nicely.
I go out of the shotgun this time on 2nd and 14. Marinovich under pressure again, throws. Jackson has it at the 37-yard line. A gain of about 8, and it'll still be a 3rd down and about 6. Alan Grant made the tackle. There's Steve Smith, and as we said earlier, he's been under siege today.
Well, I'll tell you, Marinovich did a nice job unloading that football. Pretty good pressure by Stanford. Again, it was a heavy blitz. Rob Hinckley came from the outside, dusted him just as he threw the ball to Jackson, and that man-for-man coverage by Grant.
We'll call this 3rd and 5. Long 5. Slot right. Trojans go out of the I formation. Play fake. Marinovich will throw. Steps away. Now does go, and the ball is caught. It was Irvins who made the catch, and it will be enough for a 1st down at the 30-yard line. And again, it is a case of Marinovich just making the right play on 3rd down.
He's done it a lot as he scrambles out. You see Irvins coming across, Jackson behind him. And look at that, going down low for the ball. And when you're one of the defenders, as it was in that situation, Joan O'Tunney, he's saying, what else do you got to do?
I'll tell you what, if he did that on the street, he'd have to serve time.
Really? I mean, they're playing their hearts out, and the guy makes a big play on you.
He also held him.
Yes, just a tad. Only counts if you caught.
That's right. 1st down, the ball at the 31-yard line. And the give this time is to Calvin Holmes, now in the ball game at tailback for USC, and he's another track man who can do scoot.
I think they got several on this team. They got, as they always do, they got such speed. And not just offensively speaking, the defensive team speed is, among other things, besides talented and big, is what makes him so effective.
He's 10.46 in a 100-yard dash, or 100-meter dash, I should say, and that's not too bad. Rob Hinckley still trying to get that lower back stretched out. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he's been very effective when he's been in.
Could be sore tomorrow.
There's a pitch to Holmes again, trying to get outside, and does. 30, 25, 20, out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Did you see him accelerate there? Oh.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. We'll let our local systems identify themselves. Holmes is one of those guys that they just really wanted to get some playing time for because of his talent. They had him playing at flanker. They moved him back to tailback when that position got a little bit thinner than they expected it might. But he's a guy who really, obviously, as you can tell from that run, needs to be out there.
Got to find a way to get him in a ball game.
Just a sophomore. He's going to be around for 3 more years, much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of Denny Green and the Stanford Cardinal. Here he is again, short side, 15. Got down about the 13-yard line. The Trojans continue to work the clock and at the same time work the Stanford Cardinal.
This has been a long drive against the Cardinals, too. You know, SC had that 95-yarder, and this is another one that has taken an awful lot out of that defensive unit.
She just refereed a basketball game.
Seems a little bit embarrassed there, but... And John Jackson comes out of the football game.
Second down.
Two tight ends, leaving Brad Wellman lone wide out. They'll go out of the I formation on 2nd and 6. This time the give, or rather the keeper, as Marinovich put it in the stomach of the fullback, pulled it out, fooled me, and took it for a first down to the 5-yard line.
Pretty good ball handling right there. Sort of a little bit of a wrinkle off of power eye type of a look or wishbone type of a thing where he puts it in the stomach of the fullback and makes a decision whether to leave it there or not. Now, they don't do that every day. You know, that's not part of their main bag of tricks. So that's a little bit of a delicate play, whether to leave the ball in that fullback's stomach or not.
Painful day for Lester Archambault. Painful day for Denny Green of the Stanford Cardinal. Painful year for the Cardinals. They have had an inordinate amount of injuries. Holt gets close to the goal line. Touchdown.
Think they'll go for 2 here?
If our partner has anything to do with it.
Well, they might want to practice their 2-point opportunities, which figure to be about a 25% success factor.
Actually, they are going to go for 2 here.
How do you like that? I was in the huddle.
Just to put it out of 3 touchdown range, even though it won't. But they are going for 2 points here.
Why not?
Ball at the 3-yard line, of course, on this. They'll go with 2 wideouts and out of the I formation. A slot left. Wellman slotted inside of Jackson. Now they bring Irvins in motion. Marinovich rolls. Looks end zone, throws. It is no good. It is intercepted, and Stanford can go with this, but they don't. So they fail on the 2-point try, and it is a 19-0 ball game. USC has it all over Stanford. You're watching the Pac-10 Game of the Week. Nothing, huh? A's. Excellent.
7, 6.
$19-0 ball game, and there just doesn't seem to be anything the Stanford Cardinal can do about it all. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left, and here's a beleaguered lot. Jono Tunney, Kevin Puck, Rob Hinckley on the bench. Been a tough day for them, but they've been out there for a long time.
Cool. About 4 hours worth.
The truth of the matter is they really haven't played badly, but you know, you don't think of football necessarily as a game of who makes the big plays most consistently. You think of tennis and those kinds of sports in that way, who plays the big points bigger. But in this case, SC has made all the big plays on 3rd down. That's allowed them to maintain possession, and thus they lead at 19-0 in a game that is nowhere near that close. Quinn Rodriguez hits a one-hopper that is picked up by the short man. Man who picked it up was Tony Mitchie.
Linebacker didn't know what to do with it once he got his hands on it.
Look at the 36-yard line. Stanford can't complain about the field position they've had. They've had excellent position after almost every SC kickoff. But
really?
That's the story of the game right there. So the ball at the 36. Now Stanford has to think about putting the ball downfield because they need 3 scores. And Smith steps up. Throws again underneath. Bauer makes the catch, but is really cracked as he caught it at the 40-yard line. Matt Gee makes the tackle for USC. They like Matt Gee very much and think he is going to be a future star. Just a sophomore out of Arkansas City. SC, another one of those teams that recruits all over the country. Dusk starts to settle in here. Incidentally, in the World Series, it is 4-0. The Oakland A's out in front of the San Francisco Giants. You may as well stay here with us and watch football. Smith to put it up again, steps away from the rush, now throws underneath for Foster, and he is out of bounds short of the first down at the 45-yard line. No joy on the Cardinal bench.
Well, Smith, even though they are not knocking him down right now, they're still getting pretty good pressure on him, particularly from the outside. He is stepping up, but he's got to go upfield with the football. You can't live on all those little dinks and dunks.
He needs to go upfield only 2 yards here to keep possession. And this might be a free play. I don't know. It might have been drawn offside. And we'll see what the flag is. The pass is incomplete for Vardell. Michael Williams, I think, jumped, but we'll see if he was drawn across.
A couple of Trojans moved into that neutral zone, and whether Smith was going through his normal cadence or drew him off, we'll find out. I think SC was offside.
Offside, defense, 5 yards, first down.
So that's the story of this. It is a first down for USC, for Stanford. I don't think the Cardinal can feel that it earned that one, but nonetheless, I'm sure it'll take it.
Of course, they're all there. They're the next to the last most penalized team in the Pac-10, 9th in the conference that way. So actually been a pretty clean football game today.
Yeah, only 50 penalty yards in this football game.
Had 65 so far this season coming into the ball game.
Stanford has only been penalized once, and now Steve Smith will burn a timeout with 7 minutes and 31 seconds remaining, and the scoreboard shows SC 19, Stanford nothing, and you are watching the Pac-10 Game of the Week. There's one thing that future Southern California opponents will note. You can't run against the Trojans, and look at these numbers, and that will indicate just that, unless you happen to be the #1 ranked team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They ran for 266 yards in their win last week. Downfield, Bauer makes the catch, holds on despite being socked at the 30-yard line.
Big play by Bauer in the slot there against the zone. Owens, good pressure on Smith. Smith kind of a little bit of a wobbler getting out there, but it was effective. Bauer got stung, and as you see, he's going to the ground on it right there. He's going to need a little bit of help. You know, you mentioned that running against USC, Barry. You're right. Notre Dame racked up 266 yards against this team rushing-wise, and of course a lot of that Rice, their great quarterback, on the option. They had only given up 220 yards in the previous 6 games, an average of 36 until that game, and now it's only at 69, so they don't give up many yards as Bauer comes off the field basically under his own power, but kind of like a hip pointer type of a thing, the way he's walking there. Where by that, folks, you get hit in the fatty part of your hips there. You see those hip pads kind of sticking out, but that soft area, I mean, it puts some hurt on you. It isn't serious, but it's certainly painful.
I would question your medical opinion.
Well, I'm not down there, but it looked the way he was
Your
moving.
Experience. You spent a couple of weeks in the hospital.
Seemed like a year.
Smith to throw again. Screen this time for Vardell. Got a nice kickoff block, but didn't get much more than that. Down to the 30-yard line, only gains a yard.
Perfect example of that team speed as SC gets back to it, checking Bauer there. on the bench. Possibly a deep bruise the way they're looking at him, like a Charlie horse, but whatever. He took a pretty good lick there, and they all hurt. Even though he caught the football, initially you think, I caught it. And then all of a sudden the pain sets in.
I don't think he had time to get past I. Second down, the ball at the 30-yard line now. Smith straight back, six-man rush. Smith looks and throws again underneath, but man had his knee down, so he's not going to get any progress. Foster was the receiver on the play, but he dipped to one knee to catch the ball, and thus the play was dead. At the 29-yard line, a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Well, Smith threw 68 times against Notre Dame, which set a conference record and a Stanford record. The old one was by Eric Wilhelm for 64 in a game. Elway had the Stanford record at 63, but I think we're going to see it up in the air all the way the rest of this game.
And again, the Trojans show blitz on 3rd down and long, and they come with it. 5-man rush. Smith steps up, hurdles a man. He's going to run, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. So it's going to be 4th down, a little more than a yard for a first down for the Cardinal.
Well, he's a big kid at 6'4", 220, and he moves around fairly well there, as you'll see him step back up inside as the pressure starts to collapse on him. Good job at jumping over. There's that team speed of USC as you see all those maroon jerseys converging from all angles right there. 3 and 4 guys closing on him. He isn't a real active quarterback as such, but adequate enough if he wasn't up against USC.
So 4th down, and now you're looking at a team that hasn't been able to run at all. What do? They'll throw. Smith rolls out under pressure, flag down, and we're going to get a hold, but it isn't going to matter because Smith is stopped back at the 25-yard line. So we'll see what the flag is, although it is definitely in the position that they would call holding.
I'd say it's academic. There's another example. Smith didn't pull the trigger, couldn't find anybody.
It is going to be a hold. It is going to be refused, and the Trojans will have the ball. So Stanford once again comes up empty with 4 minutes and 52 seconds left. Second time that Stanford has had a 4th down situation, and the second time they have failed on a 4th down situation. So more frustration for this man, Denny Green, in a frustrating first season.
It really has been. An offensive coordinator for Stanford, formerly coached here for Larry Smith. You figure he's got to have a pretty good handle on him, but they're just getting out-executed on defense.
And also out-talented in this particular situation. If Irvins gets the call, Irvins, incidentally, we mentioned a few minutes ago, was over the 100-yard mark, but on subsequent carries, he dropped below the 100-yard mark, and now he's right back at it. With that carry.
I was being a little kind there when I said out-executed. I recognize there's a talent discrepancy here.
27 carries, 101 yards for Ricky Irvins now. Ball at the 28-yard line, and the only thing on the mind of the USC Trojans is the clock, which now shows 4 minutes and 18 seconds. 3 wideouts here, though. Throw. Throws to Irvins out of the backfield, and Irvins gets to the 30, gets about the 33-yard line. Threw that ball very well. I know that's a tough pass to throw, but he led Irvins very well, and Irvins had a full head of steam by the time he caught it.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to say, Barry, about that is we've watched Smith look upfield and kind of slowly make a decision, go out to a running back from time to time, swinging out of there. Did you notice the quickness with which Marinovich, when he didn't see anything upfield, and the quicker release to turn and pop that ball right out there. He knew where he was, nothing there, bang, over there. Let him run.
He's calling 911 right now, I think. Out of the I formation with 2 tight ends, and this time a flea flicker. Marinovich going to air it out. Ducks off for Jackson. He'll try to run under it. He's got it at the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what. A well-executed play, as you'll see him come up into the line on the handoff for the run, then turn and pitch it back to Marinovich. In the meantime, Jackson's going down the left side on a post. He'll start out kind of slow, sort of coasting to lull the cornerback, but Albert Richardson, number 8, really did a fine job to stay with him. In most cases, he might kind of let him go, thinking that the run is going to come. and Jackson would have a walk-in touchdown, but he stayed on his responsibility. That's good discipline.
7 catches, 111 yards now for J.J. John Jackson, and now we got a flag before the ball is snapped. Marinovich is out now. And Shane Foley has come on at quarterback. I'll tell you about Shane Foley. Anytime he's been in there, the Trojans have scored.
Ball start, offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
Actually, I was a little surprised that with their lead here, 19-0, granted it isn't what you'd interpret as a blowout, but why USC has gone with so many of their starters this long. I would think they'd give some of those underclassmen some work.
You saw the numbers on Shane Foley. 5 out of 6 passes completed, 2 of them for touchdowns. His high school coach, incidentally, sitting right down in front of us, Mike Giddings, sitting next to Mike White. There's a real presence in this Pac-10 conference. And here's a little razzle-dazzle, and Stanford has the loose football.
Had a reverse work and mishandled the exchange.
Kevin Puck comes away with the ball for the Stanford Cardinal.
Well, you mentioned it.
We'll take a timeout with 2:47 remaining in the ball game. A bad exchange. It's 19-0, USC. We'll be back.
G'day. When they invited me along to this turnout, I took the precaution of bringing enough of the liquid gold to go around. Ah, Ripper. Looks like I did the right thing, too. That stuff looks about as popular as a piranha in a hot tub. Struth. Must be worse than I thought.
You feel that?
Foster's. It's Australian for beer, mate.
Hi, everybody. Chick Hearn here.
And Bob Miller with the play-by-play.
There's our home team captain with the Avis car sales team.
They're getting ready to sign one of this year's All-Stars. From Regals and Tauruses, fabulous Chrysler Grand minivans to Pontiac Grand Prix and Toyota Camrys. Everyone a winner.
They've had conditioning and training from the Avis car sales team.
So they're guaranteed to deliver. And check these prices. So get down to the Avis car sales location nearest you and sign up a real champion.
So the Stanford Cardinal will get yet another opportunity, but they're going to have to find something they haven't had before or ever, and that is a 20-point play if they're going to win this one.
Travel arranged through Hertz, offering unlimited mileage on affordable and super affordable weekly rentals at most locations. Hertz for your business and vacation rentals.
John Lynch will come on at the quarterback position now for the Stanford Cardinal. It was a tough day, again, in a tough season for Steve Smith. And so Lynch will try it now. He rolls to his right on first down, buys himself some time, throws underneath, goes too hard. And now a late flag. I think Matt Gee is going to be guilty of a late hit on J.J. Lasley.
You know, a guy we have not talked about since the early going, when you made mention of Rick Pallo, the center, throughout this football game, his first snaps ever before 75,000 people and the intimidation of this USC team. Overall, he has done a very, very good job in there, Barry.
Dead ball after the play was over. Late hit, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Let's see if it was Buckley or Gee, and I think it was Gee.
Looked to be Gee.
Looked to be Gee?
Looked to be Gee.
That's a rock and roll group, wasn't it? Bee Gees?
And Marinovich on the sideline saying, okay, a bad afternoon, about 66%, a little over 300. Got to get those interceptions out of there.
So the Cardinal has it at the 44-yard line of the Trojans, and Lynch trying to find some place to go. Buys himself some time and most of the field. 45-40, but again, good pursuit by the USC Trojans. Knocks him out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Notice the speed with which they recovered to get there. Mentioned it a number of times, their overall team speed and quickness. You look like you think you have something working for you, and all of a sudden it closes up. You said it. The whole wide side of the field was there. No receivers could get into an area, and a lot of maroon jerseys after him.
Lynch is a freshman out of Solana Beach. He started so far down on the depth chart that he barely got his picture in the press book. Straight back to pass goes Lynch again. Throws through it into traffic and really puts something on that ball. It'll be a first down.
Yeah, that ball was thrown well. Nice and crisp.
McCaffrey was the receiver on the play. That was a very well-thrown ball.
McCaffrey going down for the football like you should do instead of just reaching with your hands. He bent his knees. Made a nice grab of it there. Put the ball at the 30, 2:24 to go. USC ahead 19-0. Certainly not the kind of game that most of us expected here, as Stanford team has continued to battle and hang on.
Stanford has not been shut out this season, and they're trying to avoid that now with this last drive. Ball at the 31-yard line. First down for the Cardinal. Lynch in trouble. And wrapped up and down back at the 31. 36, I beg your pardon.
Well, SC appears to have this one wrapped up. And as you said early in the game, that the owners of a 16-game Pac-10 winning streak will equal a school record of 17. Twice before it happened, 1930-33 and 72-74. Longest since UCLA's 19 in 53-56.
The ball back at the 36 now. Second down. Six-man rush again. Look out. Back at the 44-yard line. And there might have been a fumble in there. There was, and SC got it.
Looked like, with all the rumbling around, it looked like they jerked him loose.
Gene Frugier comes away with a football. First turnover for the Stanford Cardinal, and a rude introduction to college football for John Lynch. You're watching the Pac-10 Game of the Week.
Watch him as he's going through his antics in the game. He's up and down, you know. No genuine. Sure, sure. Actually, I don't even think you need that one on. I sat in front of it.
The Pac-10 Game of the Week is brought to you by Chevrolet. Come in and test drive the Chevy of your dreams, then drive home with a deal of a lifetime. Only at your Chevrolet dealer. Kind of fast emptying Memorial Coliseum here in Los Angeles, as the crowd, which was upwards of 75,000, pretty convinced the home team was going to win this one and be one of the great upsets in history if they didn't win it. Foley is a quarterback now, and he turns it upfield, gets to the 44-yard line with 1 minute and 17 seconds left.
If they didn't win it, I don't know. I think Larry Smith would...
They'd have to keep him away from the razor blades.
Oh. Really? Well, everybody else, they're all heading out of here for the old homecoming weekend.
See if they let Foley throw the ball just one time here. 57 seconds left in the ball game. Foley's got a nice arm. He set all kinds of records in high school. This time they give it to the fullback.
Well, Ray Dorr, the quarterback coach, talked about him yesterday after we'd chatted a little bit, but he said they have some terrific quarterbacks. Actually, they have another one out of Texas that they're even higher on. They think that if you think Cunningham with Philly and formerly UNLV is something, well, they say the young man out of Texas has got it all.
All he has to do is beat out Todd Marunovich.
Yeah, really? How do you do that? Got to get a chance to play.
There's a pitch this time to Holmes, and Holmes gets outside, gets to midfield, keeps inbounds nicely, and gets to the 47-yard line. And that's going to be the last play of the game, and this one is going to end with USC on the long end of a 19-0 score. A lopsided game, and the only thing that was not lopsided, to tell you the truth, was the scoreboard. USC wins it easily, despite the score. Now the clock is stopped for some reason with 5 seconds left. And now it'll start again, but SC's not going to have to snap the ball again. So 3, 2, 1, and this one is history. 19-0, the USC Trojans have defeated the Stanford Cardinal, and with it moved one step closer to the Rose Bowl for yet another year. But still, they got to get by Arizona. We'll be back.
You know, the home you're looking for could be right around the corner, but there's just no way of knowing unless you work with a real estate broker, a professional, who can help you find your home and affordable financing. Well, that's where Great Western comes in. You see, Great Western works with real estate brokers all the time, and together, they can help you find what you've been missing.
How hot can it get inside your car's engine? 570 degrees under extreme conditions. Take a leading motor oil. Take Mobil 1. Of course, Mobil 1 costs more. But under extreme conditions, when you see what can happen to conventional motor oil, it doesn't pay to play with fire. Mobil 1, isn't your car worth the extra protection?
For protection you can count on Mobil Oil. Available at Chief Auto.
Well, a convincing victory for the home team here. The USC Trojans have bounced back from a tough loss a week ago back at Notre Dame. 19-0, they beat the Stanford Cardinal, drives the Cardinal further into the Pac-10 cellar. Some of the individual numbers: Ricky Irvins today, 27 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Holt, 14 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. And you saw the numbers for Todd Marinovich a little bit earlier. 22 of 32, 303 yards. He didn't get one into the end zone, and he was picked twice, and that's about the only bad thing you could say about USC's performance. Defensively, they were outstanding. They're in the driver's seat. A wrap for us then. For Bill McDonald and my partner Don Heinrich, I'm Barry Tompkins. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. The Pac-10 Game of the Week has been brought to you by Coors Light. Pure brewed in the Rockies. The Silver Bullet won't slow you down. It's the right beer now. By your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Great Western's family of companies with over $35 billion in assets. 100 years strong. Great Western will always be there. And by Chevrolet. Come in and test drive the Chevy of your dreams, then drive home with a deal of a lifetime. Only at your Chevrolet dealers. This has been a presentation of the Prime Network.